Hi guys, MrSpaceman reporting for duty and welcome to my FM24 save with Partizan, and I would like to report to you that we are still a club. Yes, look at this, we still have some money. I have still no clue why the game thinks that we are in lots of trouble. Our debt is net 4 million. You know, considering the fact that we're in Europe and for each match won that's like 300k, plus we always get like gate receipts and stuff. We will make some money, especially over the fact that, you know, the last bit of the, the debt expires in 2028. We have debt, yes, not the particularly good thing, you know, debt is bad, don't go into debt, but this seems manageable, especially there's no interest. So this is like, you know, people have credit cards. This is just a massive credit card. I don't know, maybe next year we'll come and it's like, oh yeah guys, by the way, I had to sell the whole club. I don't know, but so far we're actually making money somehow. I mean, technically we started in July, didn't we? Yeah, we started in July with 9 million. We have 13 million now. Not bad. But yeah, let's just leave that for another time. Maybe that's going to be an issue for next year. I don't really know. But what I do know is that this Partizan team is so good that we're currently at the top of our group H, which is nice. Yeah, look at that. We have 7 points, Genk has 6, Vienna has 3, and VTSC has the only point that they got against us. How badly did they lose against Genk? Let's see. I mean, to be fair, 2-0. Could we just be the best team here? But yeah, I guess it's kind of obvious. If you are wondering if we managed to beat Austria Vienna, I mean, considering the fact that we had 2 wins and 1 draw, and we only played 3 games, and you know that one of them was a draw, do the math. But yeah, we managed to beat Austria Vienna thanks to a goal from Xander Severina on the 95th minute. 95th minute. This was the most boring game I have ever witnessed in my life. After halftime, I think there was only 3 shots not on target in general from both sides. As you can see by our beautiful XG match story, it was a trash game, to which I told the boys, look, you guys are playing awful, and they're like, oh yeah, sorry boss, we will try, we'll start trying. And start trying they did, and the best thing is, Mr. Zavarina has managed to score a goal in the 95th minute. I was ecstatic because I believed that this was going to be one of those games like the VTSC game that we're going to mess up, and because we managed to beat Genk, I was thinking we were the shit. Not very interesting. I'm really glad I didn't choose to show you that game because, first of all, it would have been like, what, a 10-second video? I mean, to be fair, it might have been good for retention time, who knows? 95th minute from Zavarina, the guy who's become kind of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that we have. He just comes off the bench, brings pace, brings energy, very, very lovely guy. I like him. He is a very, very good player. He's learned how to cross, he's learned how to improve on his technique, and I think he's a very, very good player. Anyway, so let's leave these boring results behind. Let's show some more interesting results with lots of goals. We have managed to beat Javor 4-1, and to be fair, it should have been 4-0. And unfortunately, we lost a little bit of concentration and conceded on a counterattack. However, Matija Popovic, David Martinez, Frank Canute, and Toma Basic, who once again is slightly bankrupting the club. Although we're doing well, like I said, we're doing very well, so he's not destroying us. They all came up clutch, they all scored beautiful goals. But yeah, Matija Popovic has kind of slowed down a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, if you take a look at his form, there are some very high highs, but I think at some point, he started dropping off a little bit. I mean, the results are fine, and then once you get to this bit here, he's still doing okay. But the last few games, he was a bit meh. So hopefully today, he will show you that he still has it. I mean, granted, look, he's 17 years old. He's improving heavily. I mean, I'm more than happy with him. And by the way, don't worry. Don't worry. He's only wanted on loan. PSG is not after him. Yet. After that, we have taken on Takovo in the Serbian Cup first round. As you can see here, the squad that we used was incredibly rotated. We gave Mihailovic a starting goal for the first time in, well, forever. Martinez and Stojkovic in the midfield. Got Filipovic, Simic, Chuk, very, very young back 3. Bazar and Canute in the midfield, just so Basic wouldn't bankrupt us, especially against a smaller side. He could have gotten a hat-trick and that would have been very sad. No Christmas gifts for Partizan players after that. Alilovic up front, Petkovic on the right, and Jovanovic leading the line for this game. Petkovic, very good guy as well. I want to show you him. He's improving heavily. I think maybe he's one of those players that is starting to reach his potential. I'm not really sure. But so far, he's looking quite nice. And maybe if a nice offer comes in, I think maybe I'll need to consider him. But so far, he's very, very good. He's done okay. He comes off the bench, does things quite well. I do think it'll be quite good for him to go out on loan because he's not getting that much game time. And I don't think he'll replace Serena and Kalulu anytime soon. And even Bazdar, and even Ililovic. So I think maybe it's good for him to play around, especially in the Serbian league. I'm pretty sure lots of teams will go for him, so maybe I'll try and loan him out in the winter, get him some more run around, see if he can match his potential ability. Because if he lives up to his potential, I think we have another beautiful player. But yeah, this is a very fun game to watch, especially knowing the fact that we're going to win. A 5-2 result is beautiful for every single fan attending. Yeah, we conceded 2 against a smaller side. Yeah, we had a lot of XG. But look at our squad. Incredibly, incredibly young. We have, what, 3 16-year-olds, 1 17-year-old, actually 2 17-year-olds, and 1 19-year-old in the midfield. So, oh yeah, don't forget, Bazdar is also very young, and Mihailovic is young. So, this was literally an under-19s game, so I think we're more than happy to get this result, and especially the fact that we managed to entertain our fans and their fans, and I think both sides are happy with this. Yeah, and unfortunately what the fans weren't happy with is the game against Radnički. It was a 1-0 result. Once again, Sandor Severina manages to bring the only goal for the club. Yeah, the game was a bit meh. These guys are currently struggling in the league. They're having mixed performances. They're very close to the relegation zone. And they managed to hold us down to a 1-0 victory for us. And as you can see, Aleksandar Jovanovic managed to get a man of the match. What happened? Well, what happened is on the 82nd minute, after having 0 shots on target the whole game, Radnički got a penalty shout. And on the 82nd minute, Jovanovic managed to put a stop to it, makes it go against the post, and saves us from a draw to a very, very weak team. But yeah, as you can see, we should have scored 3 goals. We had Bazdar miss a penalty, Severina score, and we had Kalulu score from an offside position. This was an awful game. Granted, yes, once again, I rotated a bit more. I played Bazdar in the midfield, who didn't really play that well. I played Chuk on the right, I played Ililovic up front, and I played Kalulu as a complete forward, which is potentially a mistake. But thankfully, Jovanovic came up clutch and saved the penalty. But I do want to see better things. So yeah, that perfectly leads us to our game today against Austria Vienna. Like I said, we beat them 1-0 before. This time we're playing at home. This time there's more interesting things. But there's an issue. We're missing this guy, which is unfortunate because we don't have that many wingbacks. What's even funnier is his injury. Did he break his knee? Did he break his head? Did something insane happen? The man, a day before the game, somehow managed to get blisters on his feet. And it counts as a full injury. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he really didn't want to play. I'm speechless. I've never seen this happen so close to a game before. I've seen it happen before. I don't know how, but we're gonna have to figure out how to replace him. So with that in mind, we're gonna use this squad for today's game against Austria Vienna. Once again, we're gonna have Jovanovic, Ilic, Markovic in the kind of back 3, Antic, Kanute, Stojkovic in the back. Stojkovic is still annoyed at me for my bad team talks. I mean, we were winning 4-0 and then we managed to bring it down to 4-3 and I was pissed off at people. I don't know why he thinks that's an issue. He thinks I'm a bad manager, but I'm also a kind manager. And I'm giving him a chance to play. I know his morale is shit, but I'm giving you a chance to play. If you're still annoyed at me, by the time the transfer window rolls out, you know where you're going. We're going to have Basic and Belic in the midfield. The 2 worker bees are going to unite once again to hopefully hold down our midfield. We're going to play Kalulu in a more reasonable attacking midfielder position. Saldania is going to continue his nice run of form on the right, and Popovic is going to show you guys how good he is. By the way, smash that like button if you expect Popovic to score a hat-trick, or smash that like button if you think Saldania is going to score a hat-trick. We haven't had one of those in a while, so we just need to keep up hope. And finally, subscribe to my channel for more crazy things like this. And by crazy things like this, I mean this beautiful tactic and having a 17-year-old lead the line against a European side. What can go wrong? So, I like how the asymmetric lineup kind of messes up the writing. The game wasn't aware that, look, this is something that we can do. I'm sorry, SI. I didn't expect this to happen. In terms of their team, I don't recognize any of the players. And yes, I've played them before. And I think... Ooh, is that Markovic? I do recognize... Is that Markovic? Is that a Partizan Markovic? He's on the bench, which is good. Because he's a decent player. Although, I mean, he was a decent player. And remember, he used to play for us when he played in FM21 with Partizan. Once again, this is looking beautiful. I love the animations. I love this nil aesthetic, but is it actually Markovic? I'm beginning to suspect that I've gone insane because I cannot see a single Markovic here. He was definitely there. What? Anyways, let's continue with the game. I'm gonna have to double check on the editing, but I do think I've seen Markovic. What the hell? My brain's going crazy. I mean, yeah, that was definitely their team because Well, why else would it show me their players? I don't really know. But anyways, they're playing quite defensively, and yet they're stretching us apart, which is interesting, because they're playing pretty much 5 at the back, plus holding midfielder in the middle. So, we shouldn't be stretched by a formation like that? I'm not sure, but I mean, to be fair, we are always opening ourselves to counters. As you can see, our wingbacks are so highly pushed up. One bad pass, and we're not going to catch up. But so far, it's been working well. And the most important thing is that, yes, it's probably not the most... How do I say this? Not the most... What's the word for I'm looking for? Kind of min-maxed formation? Yeah, sure, I can do better. I can improve things. I can make it nicer. But at the same time, why? I get lots of goals that way. As Stojkovic finds himself on the right. And I just realized I forgot to turn on the cool light. So hopefully you don't find my face weird. And I do like an RGB light. I am a gamer after all. As the ball comes in, I'm having to come up with things to say because this is a very long highlight. But Antic is going to create something. Number 47 himself finds Kalulu, who kills a man in the box. Referee, isn't that a penalty? No, it's his face. Stojkovic. Yeah, Stojkovic. No, he gets a ball and nothing happens with that. 1 second. There we go. I have added a little bit of pop of color now because... why don't I check these things before I start? This is the kind of things that I will never cut out because I want you to see how much of a mess I am. And Popovic is making a mess of their back line. Look at this. The things are writing by themselves. Popovic and Fruktal messes up my mess of a line. Unfortunately, that was a very, very nice one-on-one. Popovic does like to find these things. Well, he does intercept lots of chances like this. And he manages to score things. He's a very aware young man, which is good. Markovic over the ball and Fruktal... What a cool name, by the way. Manages to make another save. This game is much more interesting than the last one. We are having shots on target. We are stretching them. We are scaring them. And we have another corner. Maybe we can do something from it. Basic, spend some money. Oh my god, VTSC is beating Genk. Is VTSC the better side here? I'm not sure. As Antic plays rugby and once again clears the ball, scores a field goal instead, and we're now 3-0 up. Or is it 2-0 up? Is it 2 or 3? No, a field goal's 2, a conversion is 3, and here I am pretending that I know anything about other sports as the game has reached half time. So far, it's much better. I am more interested. I hope you're more interested, but we need something better. This is not the performance that we want from the boys. We have finally reached a little bit of a lull in our season. I think the Crvena Zvezda game kind of took the wind out of our sails a little bit. We do need to rediscover this, and we do need to put away Austria Vienna. Because I want to get Conference League this year. Well, I put some pressure on the boys. I told them I expect more, and they look like they're ready to run out straight away. I thought that was Messi on the left. I don't think he'll be playing left back for Austria Vienna. I keep getting confused because their team is called FAK, which hopefully doesn't get the channel demonetized, even though I'm not demonetized or monetized. But it's a funny name. It's not Austria Vienna though, as Bilic lines up a shot and Fruktal saves, and this is not an interesting highlight. The game thinks it is. I think otherwise. I mean, the fact that Genk is losing to VTSC, we need to win this game. And we do! Svetozar Markovic, 6.5k because Toma Basic managed to get an assist. Ooh, boys. I think every time Basic does something cool and we score, it takes away that little bit of happiness of celebration. Just like VAR takes away certain moments of happiness because you're unsure. Could it be an offside? Could it be a foul in the build-up? It's the same thing. You're like, yay, we scored. But at what cost? Well, 6.5 thousand was that cost. This man, technically, because of how good he is, he's almost on 20 plus K a week just because he gets an assist every other game. And sometimes there's 2 games a week. So that's why I tactically, against smaller teams, have to hide him to save some money. This is the kind of things we have to resort to because I signed a player on stupid contracts. And it's my fault. Usually things like this happen and you think, oh my god, what were the people thinking? What was I thinking? As Saldania shows me what I was thinking. And what I'm thinking is the fact that Mr. Saldania is probably one of the best strikers Partizan has ever had. I know it's early to say, I know, but he is the best striker to have played for Partizan. Not as good as Stanic. Not as good as Stanic. Not as good as the good old Stanic. Man, is Popovic going to reach his heights? If he is, ooh, but a beautiful goal by Saldania. Look, I've seen so many goals in these live comms already that I'm not even phased anymore. I will talk about anything else apart from the goal. I'm sorry. Beautiful goal by Saldana. Look, I'm going to give him his dues, but I want more. I want more. Ha 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 ha. And we do get more. Stojkovic puts a throw in. He does try to cross it in. And Antic, will he win the header? He does not. He's not the tallest. But that's okay. But he has another chance. Can he put a cross in? He does. He's going to find Saldana once again, who finds himself free. And unfortunately, he just misses the goal. But that's okay. We're winning 2-0. And that's good. Has Markovic come out yet? No, he hasn't. I'm going to check this later because I am curious what I saw. But let's make some subs. Let's try and introduce some subs. I don't want to do too many crazy subs. I'm not putting on like... What's his name? I'm not doing subs like Simic yet. Ooh, I do want to see... Where is Stepanovic? I think this is probably the best shout. I'm going to take off Bejic, who's having a bad game. Put him in front of Canute and then switch him back around because I'm weird that way. And I think everyone else looks more or less fine. Maybe I'm going to put Severino on just to kind of run around a little bit. And probably... Basic is having too great of a game. I'm going to keep him here for now. Maybe in about 10 more minutes, I'm going to make some final subs. But so far, so good. I'm afraid to make too many young player subs because I can see how quickly 2-0 turns into 2-2. And so far, they're not going to mess up in the last minutes, right? I'm going to bring in Simic to play here at center defensive. Well, at center back, central defender. Why isn't it just called center back? I'm so crazy. But yeah, I think it's probably time to kind of rotate some players. I'm going to put Trifunovic here. I'm going to take off Popovic. No, I'm going to keep Popovic. Let Popovic have fun. And then I'm going to do some more subs. I'm going to take off Basic for Bazdar, give him some runaround, and I think that will be enough. That's all the 5 subs. Hopefully the boys can hold it off at the end. And we do have another highlight, and there's only one man behind as Bazdar instantly has a chance. Everyone was looking at the ball. The keeper was praying for it not to go in. It didn't, so it worked, but we're going to win this game. There was a much better performance today than we had last time. That's for sure. 2-0, much better result. Severina was not needed this time. He did run around to make himself an introduction, but a very nice performance by the boys. But yeah, first things first, let's see what's happening to the... Oh my god. What? 3-0? VTSC managed to get some points back as they managed to beat Genk 3-0. What was the previous result? They lost 2-0, right? Yeah, they lost 2-0 at home. Well, they lost 2-0 away, and they managed to win 3-0 at home. This puts us in a very, very, very nice position because if we manage a win after this, we've guaranteed ourselves some spots. Yeah, so we just need to win in the next game, and then that's it. We don't need to worry about the last game. Oh, that is good. Yeah, I'm more than happy with that. I think with that in mind, it's probably best for us to play that game, which is, ironically enough, back against VTSC. So unless we lose that game, I don't need to show you that Genk result because we're not going to play them. Because we're not going to care about the Genk game if we manage to beat VTSC. And we're playing at home, so hopefully we'll do better. But yeah, not bad. If you liked what you saw today, hit that like button. Once again, I made a promise of you hitting a like and we're getting a hat trick. We haven't had that in a while. I don't remember the last time we had a hat trick, which is unfortunate. Maybe some of you are not hitting the like button hard enough. Yes, that's exactly it. But yeah, and anyway, subscribe to the channel for more FM24 Partizan, some Counter-Strike, and occasionally some other types of videos. I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you guys in the game against VTSC, where hopefully we manage to reach the Conference League playoffs. Bye, guys!